When we talk about the location of pulling air into an engine, a common modification is what's called a cold air intake. Now, you can reroute the source of air for an engine. Old cars, very old cars, would have a pipe, the intake pipe, that you could actually manually move around. And in the winter, you might locate that pipe closer to the exhaust to pull in slightly warmer air, cut down on icing. And in those days, warmer air was more important because you needed to prevent the fuel in the air from prevent it from vaporizing, encourage it to vaporize. Cold air would cause the fuel particles inside the air to condense on the cylinder walls. In our case, nowadays with fuel injection, that's not so much of a consideration. But older cars, you would be able to adjust where you pulled the air into the vehicle. Now, what you really want is cold air, ideally from outside the engine bay, because under the hood of the vehicle gets very, very hot, particularly at high speeds, a hot day. You really want to be grabbing fresh air from outside the vehicle. So a cold air intake reroutes the air pickup to somewhere that is a better source of cold air. Often people confuse cold air intake with what's called a short ram intake. A short ram intake would be almost if we just chopped off this hose here, installed a filter, and then we were much closer to the intake. That's a short ram intake. It reduces the amount of distance that the air is traveling by shortening the pipe and removing this resonator and filter box. Now, a short ram intake is going to make much more noise. Some people want that noise, some people want that more sporty sound, and you can get some nice sounds from the intake system on a vehicle. It's worth bearing in mind though that these changes really are going to make not much difference to the performance. They will look good, you know, these things look great under the hood of the vehicle, it looks very, very cool, very racy. Also, it's going to sound better. So both of those are valuable modifications. People say, oh, you know, there's no point in modifying, you're not improving the performance. But there's more to ownership and appreciation of a vehicle than just pure performance. The noise is good, the look is good. Manufacturers know that. That's why they design cars to look and sound good. So to modify that, there's value in that, sure. Are you going to get great performance from putting in a short ram intake or a cold air intake? Probably not. You're probably not going to see any performance increase at all. And actually, it's possible that the performance might decrease because the ECU is set up based on this stock air intake system, and unless you're going to remap or reprogram the ECU, then the intake air and the system that's feeding air in here will be different from what the ECU expects.